So my last set of gear was a set of Lefevre 20.1, and I had it for the last 2 years, and they were awesome. But I'd say probably after about 15 months of use, the gear really started to break down, from pad velcros not sticking to the practice gloves starting to feel stingers and the blocker just going soft. But I was wearing this gear 4 to 5 times a week for 2 years, so that's to be expected. The colorway on the 20.1 graphic was my favorite on the market, especially with my color scheme. The pads played a way that I think really complemented my game. The blocker had the best wrist mobility in the market, and the 580 glove, what else is there to even say? The 580 is the greatest glove ever created. My game glove did break down after about 3 months. Lefevre ended up making me a practice glove to replace it, and that was my favorite glove and my favorite set of gear I'd ever owned. And I loved them so much that I decided to try my hand with a full set of 20.2. And this brings us to today, my 3-month review of Lefevre 20.2. This video is sponsored by Ridge Wallets. Let's begin. So I've had this set for almost 3 months now, and there are some notable changes from the 20.1. Gone is the 20.1 knee elastic, the stretchy Velcro, and it has now been replaced with a stiffer strap with a little bit less stretch. A little bit different at first, but I have gotten used to it. The leg channel is also a little bit different too. You'll notice on my 20.1s, it's a little bit more rounded. On the 20.2, a little bit more boxy. The 20.1s were even known worldwide as the pad that could never rotate properly. I mean, look specifically right here in my reverse VH. There's always a crack right here in the bottom of the boot, and it actually did end up costing me in practice one time this season. Now the Lefevre 20.1s have a forward-leaning feel to them, and I loved it. But like, look at this clip here from the preseason last year. Breakaway save, I go to stretch, and I would almost say that this pad cost me the goal. It should have been an easy on-ice seal. My leg was there, but the pad wasn't. But it's situations like these where the pad over rotation cost me. Look here even at Brian Elliott versus the Pittsburgh Penguins last season. He literally gave up this goal because his pad did not rotate properly and the puck went through the pad. Now, Patrick Lefevre ended up calling me a few weeks ago to explain that the 20.1 over-rotated a lot. And as you can see here, the gap was big enough for pucks to fit through and under an RVH. So Pat said he made the leg channel piece a little more square and less round to fix the rotation problem. I will say I do like the new rotation better, but as you can see here, it doesn't always rotate perfectly even with these adjustments. I think that by fixing the over-rotation in the RVH, he compromised the overall leaning forward feel of the pad, which, granted, I may be picky, but I really like the leaning forward feel of the 20.1s, and if there was a way to keep that with better rotation that doesn't have a crack in the boot, I think that would have been perfect. Again, maybe I'm picky, but I want to make every single save with my weight leaning forward. What about sliding? Well, Lefevre uses their Fast Glide material, I believe that's what it's called, and it's probably a little bit faster than Gem Pro, but it's nowhere near as fast as a Bauer Mach. But it would be nice if in the future they made something to rival Bauer slide technology. Weight-wise, it's probably very similar to the weight of the 20.1, which I do believe was around 4 pounds per pad, if I do remember correctly. The rebounds in the pad are rock hard, and I love it. Apparently, they also added a new stiffer core in the 20.1s. That's a great addition. Always love a stiffer core for harder rebounds. The blocker rebounds are super hot as well, and to date, I haven't had any durability issues. I mean, the gear is only 3 months old. There shouldn't be any durability issues, but more on that later. Although my set is all white, this is a custom order. My gloves were done in about 2 to 3 weeks, and the pads probably about 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks max. Now the pads are 35.1, which is different from my 34.2 on my 20.1. Patrick Lefevre told me that the boot is actually different in the 20.2 compared to the 20.1. The same boot is now on the 12.2, which is basically an E-Flex pad, and it's the same on the 20.2. I do feel that despite him saying that my 20.2 35.1s are the same as a 34.2 20.1, it does fit a little bit bigger, and as you can see here in the video, although I do feel pretty good in my butterfly, I don't think I land completely center of the knee stack, but Patrick did also mention that the knee stack is longer than years past, so there's more space on the top, which would make sense why visually I don't land in the center of the knee stack, but I do feel like I land in the center of the knee stack. The rest of my specs are very simple. Single internal brake, single external brake, a stiff pad, no bootstrap, TRAVSUCKS Pro laces on the toe ties. Obviously, you can pick those up in the video link in the description, promo code TRAVSUCKS. The only thing that I changed on the pads from the 20.1 was the outer knee flap, as you can see right here. I do not believe it serves any purpose outside of presenting a little bit bigger. Maybe I'm OCD, but when I ordered it, that's what I thought it would help with. And outside of that, my pads are the exact same, or supposed to be the exact same as my 20.1 set. Blocker's identical, which was basically almost stock. The glove is the same, full right, 580 brake, which is a 90-degree catch, double T pocket, skate lace pocket, reinforced T bar so it doesn't break down as fast, with a practice extra palm. Now I found the practice extra palm on my 20.1s was perfect. There was no stingers at all, and it really did close like a dream right out of the box, as you can see here in the video. And this is a feel that I absolutely fell in love with. Now Patrick Lefevre told me that they changed the padding to add an extra 1/8 of an inch of foam on the practice palm, which would basically mean my practice extra from the 20.1 is the new Pro Palm on the 20.2, which I found really confusing because I put on the order I wanted the exact same thing as last time. And I went on the True website to see if there was any changes, and I could not find anything on the website or anything at all that would make anybody aware of these changes. So buyer beware. I mean, they haven't even updated the website to report on the 20.2. They still have everything updated to the 20.1. So again, buyer beware of these changes. Now, let's talk about the gloves because this is where a lot of my issues come in. I ordered one set of 20.2 pads and two sets of 20.2 blockers and gloves. Now, I know what you're thinking, Trav, those are L87 gloves. Yes, the graphic is L87, but today, whether you buy 20.2, 12.2, or L87, all the gloves are identical. They are the exact same with a few different graphics. The only differences truly come in the 580, 590, and 600 brake angle that you choose on custom and the rest of the specs. But at face value, they're all the same. I got the L87 graphic on my gloves because I wanted to visually be able to see which set of my gloves is for games and which is for practices because the specs are identical. Say what you will, I am OCD, but I like simple. And if I can just look at the gloves and know which is my game set, my practice set, that works perfect for me, which is why I ordered the two different graphics. Now, I also ordered two blockers, and this here is Stefan Trache. He had been at Lefevre for 25 plus years. Now, I would like to say rest in peace as he is no longer with us, and he was an amazing man and an even better gear maker. But Stefan was my main contact at Lefevre for the past 2 years, and him and I talked about removing the vibration pad on at least one of the blockers to try to give me a closer feel to my stick and more control. Basically, I want to feel more connected to my stick and to saves, and the vibration pad just reduces vibrations when the puck hits the shaft of the stick, but I felt there was too much material between the skin of my hand and the actual stick, and especially if this was only going to be for a game blocker, I put this on the custom order, and when I got both blockers, the vibration pad was still on. It would have been nice if they had respected the request that I made that Stefan and I talked about getting rid of the vibration pad. Now, Lefevre hasn't changed anything on their gloves in what feels like a decade. Maybe the blocker is a little bit thinner than it was a few years ago, but I don't think most people will notice any big differences, or at least I didn't. And speaking to multiple other pros, they all agree that not much has changed with Lefevre as of late. And if you look at my 580 glove compared to the brand new Bauer Mach, or even the Warrior G6, which is their 580 equivalent for Warrior, the Lefevre glove is heavy and it looks really, really outdated. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it really does. The reason why so many guys stick with Lefevre, myself included, is because Patrick Lefevre has been making gear for longer than I have been alive. And I'm serious about that. I'm talking about Patrick Waugh in the 1993 Cup run. So I think it's safe to say that he knows what he's doing and has created a feel that I love and so many other pros love in their gear. But when I got the gloves, they didn't feel the same as the 20.1 gloves that I had for the past 2 years. It's kind of tough like when I'm holding the camera, but the closure on the glove, it's not 100% like the old glove, and it doesn't feel like a Canadian-made Lefevre glove. It feels kind of like the Chinese-made stuff from like the old Reebok and CCM days. And like I mentioned previously, Lefevre isn't like a mind-blowing technology. It's not, you know, the Warrior ARS. It's not the Bauer Stabilis Slide. It's not anything really. It's just a feel. It's craftsmanship. The set lacks it.
It doesn't close all the way.
Do you know anything about goalie equipment?
No.
Have you ever been a goalie before?
I feel like it could slide in if we shoot it fast enough,
or
right?
slide out, yeah. But
is it supposed to be like that there,
It's supposed to bend over. That's how the glove's supposed to be.
But is there supposed to be a gap right there?
Even when you compare the closure of the CCM eFlex 5 owned by my buddy Tyson Brower, this is a Chinese-made glove, and I think that anybody could agree looking at the video that the closures are very comparable. Now, the 20.2 graphic 580 wasn't as bad as the L87, but even my L87 glove came with nylon lacing when I requested skate laces in the first place. Okay, Trav, it's not a big deal, just swap the laces out, right? And that's exactly what I did. This type of attention to detail is what made me fall in love in the first place. I mean, I've been to the Lefevre factory. I've sat down with Patrick Lefevre. I've been sized up. I've gone over gear specs with him, everything top to bottom. So I know what type of attention to detail this man has. And when it comes to gear, especially when you're paying $800 Canadian for a glove, this is disappointing. And I feel very confident to say, I don't think anybody with the last name Lefevre on their pay stub actually touched either of these gloves. Now, I posted my initial review and unboxing about a month and a bit ago, and Patrick Lefevre calls me up and says, hey, send it back, I'll fix it. Anything you need, I'm here for you, and we're gonna get it fixed. And it'll only take a week. Now, I like the sound of this because I want my stuff fixed. Now, if I only had one set of gloves, this would have been an issue because it's the off season and I'm skating. But I have two sets of gloves, so not a problem. I can send the 20.2 glove and blocker back and use my L87 set. And then when that comes back, I will send the L87 back and then continue to use my 20.2s until I get everything back. Lefevre gets me a shipping label, which they paid for. Awesome. 1 week later, I get the glove back. And not only did they fix the glove, it would appear that they made me a brand new glove, which is awesome. Take a look at this. definitely a step in the right direction. Brand new glove. I didn't think Lefevre was going to make me a new glove. I thought they were just going to fix the old one. Patrick Lefevre, thank you for fixing the glove when I guess we had some issues on the first go round. Lefevre 20.2, like this is awesome. Now, you factor in shipping time, they probably got me a glove done start to finish in about 2 days. And I can confidently say that without knowing anything and just going based off feel, that this 20.2 glove was made by Patrick Lefevre himself, like I wanted when I ordered the gear in the first place. However, it has now been a few weeks since I got the glove back, and I've reached out to Patrick a couple times, 3 or 4 different occasions to get my other glove and my 2 blockers fixed, and I haven't heard anything back. Now, it's great that my 20.2 glove got fixed because that was going to be my game glove for the season. But when we discussed that he would help me and fix anything that I needed to get my gear the way that I wanted it when I ordered it, I was kind of expecting him to follow through on that. Now, granted, we did talk about, let's say, adding some color to my gear due to my new signing for my new team for next season. And to be honest, that would be nice, but I'm not expecting him to change colors on my gear. What I did expect was my gear to be fixed and made the way that I ordered it when I paid for it. And to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, I'm sure Lefevre and True would feel the exact same way if I ordered a full set, but I only paid for 25% of it. I paid $5,000 for the set, and I paid for it with the Ridge wallet, and they're also the sponsor for this video, so let's talk about it. The Ridge wallet is what everybody is talking about these days. It is light, portable, stylish, and it's the best money can buy because it's got a lifetime warranty. You break it for any reason, they send you a new one. It's got a cash strap and a cash clip option, so Ridge has all the ballers out there covered. If you carry cash, I don't know who carries cash these days, but if you do, they got you. The Ridge is also the official home of money, and if you click the first link in the video description and use the code TRAVSUCKS at checkout, you will save yourself 10% off the Ridge wallet today. Again, hit that first link in the description, code TRAVSUCKS. You got to use the promo code to get 10% off, and you can get the best wallet money can buy. And thanks to Ridge for sponsoring this video. Now, at face value, the gloves are a little bit outdated, and they're still super heavy. And Lefevre mentioned that they're going to be making some big changes to the 12.2 and the 20.2 gloves this year, but that never happened. The 20.2 pads, I think I'd have to use them for a few more months to actually tell you if it's for the better or for not, because they are different from my 20.1 set. And I also think that this is where my problem lies right now with Lefevre, and specifically True, who now owns Lefevre. I fell in love with Lefevre in the last 2 years because of the feel, craftsmanship, and customer service. And any issues I had in the last 2 years were fixed immediately, no questions asked. Now, I will be honest with you, granted, I got my last set for free and I did not pay a dime for it because Lefevre had just split from CCM and there was incentive for them to quote unquote service me, shall we say. But fast forward 2 years, I paid $5,000 for this custom set of gear, and some people may say, Trav, you just want special treatment because you make YouTube videos. The truth is, I expect a quality product to be made the way that I ordered it, and if it's not, I think I'm absolutely entitled to the customer service that I deserve and that I paid for to get those issues fixed within reason to get it the way that I wanted it when I ordered it. And I think anybody forking out this type of money for $2,400 pads, $600 blockers, $800 gloves would expect the exact same. I honestly don't believe that my set was made by anybody with the last name Lefevre, only the 20.2 glove that Patrick Lefevre fixed himself. I mean, look at Curtis McElhaney, 2-time Stanley Cup champion for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was just talking to him the other day, and he mentioned that he stayed with his Lefevre-made CCM E-Flex 4s to finish out his career because he loved the feel so much. A pad and a set that was 3 to 4 years old when he retired. That's how critical Lefevre and their feel is to guys like Curtis and myself. It's also super annoying that I paid this money for this set. I still paid the exact same price that everybody else pays at retail. Many things were incorrect, and I still have the rest of the gear that needs to be fixed. And like I said, when you pay $5,000 for a set of gear, I expect it to be done properly the first time, and even if it wasn't, great customer service can always fix any product issues. If you have terrible customer service, you can have the greatest product on the planet, you will never be able to keep any customers once things go wrong. In all honesty, I do believe that Lefevre has been spread so thin over the past 2 years with True buying them out. You have staff that have been with Lefevre forever that are no longer there. You have more demand than ever before because this small Lefevre factory that was designed to be only for pros has now been forced to take orders for the entire world. And it doesn't take much to go online and find customers that have had 6, 8, 9, even 10-month wait times for the gear that they paid for at retail. Pros get their stuff in 2 weeks. The average Joe paying their hard-earned money for a set is waiting 10 months. And I'm sure you'll see loads of these people in the comment section on this very video about the wait times. True even launched an Asian-made line of Lefevre in June of 2022. So now you can get the same product at retail more easily. But the problem with that is that it isn't made by Lefevre. And most of this set that I got wasn't made by Lefevre. I paid the price tag that I did because I wanted Patrick Lefevre to make my gear, and I wanted him to be my guy that makes my gear, much like True V8 skates. I don't want a new hire for the summer. I don't want an intern making my $2,400 pads, my $1,000 skates, or anything, to be honest. I want the guy that has been doing it since the 80s, the 90s, making it. And that's why you pay the best of the best price. Now, what am I gonna do for gear next? Well, Bauer custom wait times are quoting for around November, December, last time I checked. Warrior, very similar. I mean, I even bought a retail set of Bauer mock gear to see if I could find something that would work for me, because to be honest, this set didn't. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people watch this video for help with their purchasing decision, whether it be 20.2, mock, G6, etc. But I need to be honest. I am biased and I have things that I do and that I do not like. I'm human, and I won't tell somebody to order gear or not order it. But what I will tell you is that if I could redo things over again for myself, I probably would have ordered a G6 set with a brand new 6.1 580 glove, and I would have begged Kirk Allen and Pete Smith over the phone to try to get it done in time for me for the start of training camp. Sadly, that is not an option due to timing, and I do believe that for the foreseeable future, I will be stuck with this 20.2 set for the season, and we'll see how things go. I want to know, what do you think? Will you be ordering a set? Will you not? Do you have a set? And if you have any questions or need anything, you can always hit me up on Instagram or TikTok, as you see here on the screen. Hit the subscribe button if you want more gear videos like this. Thanks to Ridge Wallets for sponsoring this video, making it possible, trying to make a couple bucks back on paying for this set. And I will see you in the next video.